It's Big Board Sports with Roger Wyland on 104.5 The Team.
Well, tonight is the 18th annual Pink Zone game, 7 o'clock, as the Siena women take on Canisius. More than $170,000 has been raised so far. Jaques does a phenomenal job.
Incredible.
Continuing this annual tradition, and she joins us here on Big Board Sports on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Roger. Hey, Chris. How are you guys?
Hey, Allie,
we're good. We're good. Thanks for a few minutes. So we'll get to the game secondary. Let's talk Pink Zone and what this has meant and how you've been able to raise so much money over the years. And what is the goal? Do you have a goal in mind for tonight as everyone comes out to your game?
You know, we haven't really sat down and said this is a monetary value that we want as far as a goal goes. This was started long before. You know, I had the opportunity to be the head coach here at Siena, and I think that for the Capital Region, it's become, you know, an annual tradition, and for women and breast cancer survivors, it's always a special night. For our players to be able to escort, 20 survivors out on the court, and for our crowd to celebrate and our community to celebrate them and the fight that they've been through is really a special night for all involved. So we're excited to host this game again. It's going to be a really tough game against Canisius, but just looking forward to supporting and celebrating these women and everything they've been through.
No doubt. So a lot of reasons to go over to the Ark in Loudonville tonight, more than just the game. But the game is a big one. You lost to Canisius in the first meeting, 65-57. And, Coach, right now you can finish in the MAC standings anywhere from 3rd to 8th, and you're currently sitting right now in 3rd place in what has really been a good season. Talk about the matchup tonight and the meaning of this game.
Yeah, I think our team has really overcome a lot this season, just as far as battling through and having each other's back through, some key departures, quite frankly, before the season even started, and, some major injuries that have happened to our lineup. So when we played them the first time, it was right after we lost to Doka and Severova, which, Ella started as our center and was basically averaging a double-double in conference play before she blew her ACL. And, Sev's shoulder injury, those 2 out of your 4 post players going down doesn't make things easy. But Canisius, as far as we're concerned, I don't think defensively we were where we need to be when we played them the first time. But, they really got after us and did a great job, and we just didn't play well that game. But they also had a cause in that. Terry runs like 5 guards, and they do a lot of 5 out, and they shot the ball really well and got up and down. And so we certainly have our work cut out for us tonight with these guys. They're playing very well. They just beat Niagara, at Niagara, which is a great win for them with that rivalry. So for us tonight, we really have to defend our home court and just play one possession at a time. But, I'm just hoping that for Colin Scarborough going into her last weekend at Siena that, our players just really put everything they can out for her on the court. And we just play as a team and do what we do.
7 o'clock tonight against Canisius, the 18th annual Pink Zone game to raise money and awareness in the fight against breast cancer. And in the 17 previous years, more than $170,000 has been raised. Jaques joining us here on Big Board Sports 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio, as her Saints get ready to take on Canisius. But then on Sunday, senior day, and you just mentioned Colin Scarborough against St. Peter's. Can you take us inside what is a unique relationship between head coach and player, and how all of that kind of evolves, and no matter who the coach or player is, how you end up being much closer after 4 years?
Yeah, Colin Scarborough, I think, epitomizes what being a Siena women's basketball player is really about, because there's so much to her as a human being that has nothing to do with her passion for the game of basketball. She's a great student. She's a great citizen. Yesterday on her own, she went down and visited some kids that are battling cancer at a hospital just because she had some time. So Collins is one of those players that I think the bond that she and I both have is a passion for competing and a passion for winning. And I think initially in the recruiting process, that's what drew ourselves to each other. Now, within that, over 4 years, she's someone who's stubborn as well as I am. So there's definitely been some bumping heads, and I'm sure, down the road as we get older and get away from being player coach, we'll be able to look back and laugh on it. But in the heat of the moment, like, she and I have really, it hasn't always been smooth sailing. And I have no problem even putting that out there, and I don't think she does either, because we're at the point right now where there's been a lot in our locker room, and I trust her 100%. In fact, yesterday I named her captain for the weekend. I hadn't named captains this year, but in my mind, she has truly grown into that leader, and is someone that, will go down in the record books at Siena as one of the great players that ever put on a Siena uniform.
Well, listen, hope she has a big game tonight. Hope you guys pull this thing out. You've had really a great season so far. Now we're in the giddy up and go time here with the tournament right around the corner. But Coach, we appreciate a few minutes. I know win the game and then win the game before the game starts, and that is to raise as much money as possible for breast cancer awareness. And so far, $170,000 has been awfully impressive.
Yeah, always. We've got some great booths and stuff like that and different things for people to come out and donate money and spend some time. But it's a really special event, Roger. I appreciate you giving us the time to kind of promote it, and hopefully we can raise some more money for this cancer and kick its butt one of these days.
You got it. Hey, Coach, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Take care.